are out on Southampton water, and it's a breezy day today, and it's a really, really good day to show off the merits of this boat, because this is a deck saloon boat, and what that means is this area is like a saloon area on main deck level. So rather than being a completely open boat or having a flybridge, we've got the roof and then we've got a big sliding section. Now I'm going to be completely honest and say I've never really liked these, because I always think that you either want to have a completely open boat, or if you're going to enclose it, stick a flybridge on top and then you've got an open area space. But it's a breezy, chilly but beautiful spring day today, and I'm fast becoming converted to this style of boat, and I'll explain why. But we'll talk about the boat first of all. We've got a pair of IPS 650s in this one. They're 480 horsepower each, and they are matching the boat very well. The thing I find first of all is it's very quiet at this speed, but you'll also see when we pick the speed up it's very quiet at high speeds as well, and there's plenty of power there. So we're going to ease her onto the plane now. That's the supercharger's giving a little bit of a blip then, and then we're on and we're up and we're going. And they're a good match to this boat, but even now when we're picking up speed, 16 knots, 17, just getting up onto the plane now, let's bring the power down a little bit. There we go, that's up to 20 knots now, 22 knots, 3,000 RPM, that's a very comfortable cruising speed. But what we've got now is a really relaxed, comfortable place to go boating, but because it is a deck saloon with a sliding roof, we've got these big glass panels above me, and it feels light and bright and airy, and that's not something that you get in a flybridge boat. But I'm not windswept, and that's the really cool thing about it. So it does actually work really well from this perspective, but it also means that we can open the roof. If I hit that button there, we don't need to slow down, we don't need to mess around. So we're doing 22 knots, roof powering open. And now, I will admit, it's not a full-on open boat feel. You do feel a little bit like a car with a sunroof, but because it goes a long way further forward than you, rather than the car with a sunroof where you don't really notice the roof open, you only feel it, with this it does feel open. And I like that. And if you really want the wind in your hair, you can stand up. I've got the step down, so I've got a raised position. And now I can see over the screen, and I have actually got that proper open boat feel that I honestly thought you wouldn't get with this. But the beauty is on a day out today when it's actually a bit cold having an open boat feel, I can now sit down, the wind is going over my head, but it's still open. I like this. I like this very much. It's working very well for me. What we're going to do now is crank a few turns in, because it is, after all, a sports boat. We're going to make sure we're not in anybody's way. We're not going to crash into anybody. No, we're all good. Right, let's back this on the full lock and show you what it does. So, as I say, 22 knots. In fact, we'll wind it a bit faster. And then we'll throw it into a turn. Here we go. That is full lock. Round to port. That's really cranking over and turning, actually. That's fantastic. And this again now is when we get back to the fact that it does feel like a sports boat. It doesn't feel like a big flybridge lumbering cruiser. It's a nice balance, this. I like it. It works well. It works better than I expected, actually. So we're heading back down to Solent now. It's a breezy day out here, but it's not that troubling because the wind is off the shore. So there's a bit of trouble out here, but it's not what you would call rough. Let me just bring the tabs up, straighten up a little bit. There we go. Let's get it back on level. And now we'll crank it around the other way. Would have done both. There we go. That's fantastic. That's a fun drive. Let's back it up a little bit. We're doing 29 knots there. It just doesn't feel like it. Wind that back, bring the tabs back up a little bit. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, and I think for completion, we should give it a speed test. So we've got nearly 1,000 horsepower in this boat, and we are nailing it. There we go. Let's get the tabs up. Winding up to just fractionally below 30 knots in this direction, but I did see over 30 earlier, so I reckon we're probably pushing the tide. Well, bang on 29.7, 29.8. Okay, we've got a drone filming us, so we're going to confuse the hell out of it right now. Here we go. 30 knots, just hit 30 knots. Alright, let's whack around. So she's a 30 knot boat basically. Anyway, let's stop thrashing this brand new £1 million Fairline and drop it back to a cruise. Alright, that's back to 20 knots, and that is effortless. And that really is kind of where we all cruise at. 20 knots is a comfortable place. It's covering ground, it's not throwing us the boat about. And that's nice. We can cruise on that all day. We can head on down to Torquay now. No problem at all. What a lovely boat. I approve. There you go. That is the Fairline Targa 45GT. I think that's been a lot of fun, and it's been really interesting to try a deck saloon boat on a day like today, because, as I say, I've always been a little bit not quite sure. They're not really a proper closed boat like a flybridge, and they're not really a proper open sports boat like, well, an open sports boat, but actually they do cover the divide very, very nicely. Massive thanks to Approved Boats, who lent me this boat basically. Massive thanks of course to you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of that one, and we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye bye.